Hello, it's Joshua here from Unboxable Kings, and the goal of this channel is to help unbox the king that lives within you. And a large part of that puzzle, we believe, is being of authentic service to the world in exchange for fiat currency, meaning you have an uncapped income leveraging the internet. It empowers you in many different ways, and part of the goal of this channel is to share with you what has worked for myself, clients, other men on the pursuit of that sovereign income lifestyle, because it's good. And in this video, I want to share another kind of walkthrough of what I would do for a specific business. And I've been on Reddit more recently and joined there. And I'm just going to jump into a screen share to show you a conversation that I've been having, because I saw this and I never see anybody say that this headline didn't resonate with me, or I don't understand that, I'm new to Reddit. But I saw this and was like, whoa, that's super dope. And as a craftsman myself, I was like, yeah, I could definitely see using that. And I looked through the pictures and was like, whoa, this is really like high-end work. I mean, I don't know how you'd go about doing this here. This ram, I hope the video shows that, but it looks like a ram's head. And I guess it's embossed to a certain extent. I don't know. I don't know really anything about leather. Or would you stick it on? Is that what the pins are for? Either way, super dope. And somebody put that this was their first leather craft that they've ever made. And I'm like, whoa. So I commented saying, cashing on your craft, you can get paid for this work easily. And they essentially said they don't know how to get started on marketing and stuff like that. No business skills, trying to learn, but having a lot of trouble. And I asked, what are you having trouble with? Where do you need the most support? And they replied, dude, basically, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. This is an area where I have like negative knowledge. Sadly, all I know is how to make stuff. So in this video, I want to address that and give you some insight and share some scoops. And the strategy I share here, all of the different details may be way above the level that you're at in terms of understanding. It may be way below, depending on where you're at watching this video, but know that it's shared with positive intentions and I'm here for guidance. And really, I'm just trying to help you win and share insight on what I would do if you were like, hey, I want to monetize my leathercraft business. Josh, what would you do? I want to give you the static roadmap of what I would do. So firstly, I would check for the validity of this as an offer in the marketplace. And I already know it is because I've seen them on Etsy before. But if I didn't know that, I'd just come straight to Etsy for most craft items and just get a feel for straight off the rip what you can do differently, where you match in this market in a sense of how good is your work really. And judging by these, you can safely say that the work you're making is more than good enough to be sold. And this one out of all of them, I think is the most similar to what you've produced if we go back here. And I'm touch on the differences, but most similar in terms of like quality and appearance. And even these, like these more basic ones, you can see that they're selling. This is already sold for 185. This Kharkiv Forge sold for 160, and they've sold they've got 4.2k rating, so that will have sold a lot. So you can see that there's a pretty good amount of sales velocity here. You know, Father's Day gifts, this marketplace, it's hard to directly analyze on a 4-minute Google search what the market size actually is, but you can already see that there's definitely a marketplace without a doubt, and the frequency of sale is actually relatively high, which is a good thing. Many people see this as competition and, oh, I'll never be able to compete. But if you access a few little leverage points that I'm going to give you in a minute, you will compete anyway. But even if you just replicate this exactly, there's still enough market capacity to provide revenue to you. So I'd encourage you to see it that way. And then also see it as like, how can I do this differently? How can I outcompete these people? What can I offer? So that's the first step. The offer is definitely valid. And then the second step would be and I've got it here, is create what I call a GTO banger offer. And this is just a marketing acronym, really, my way of differentiating how I see offers. Because if I looked at this, I'd be like, okay, well, these are good, right? And I don't necessarily want to directly compete with them. And you can see what they're doing differently. This person's obviously niched down to have loops on for tools. And it's, you know, if we click into it, it's nice. They're focused on quality, seams, etc. But if we have a look, do they offer immediately? Do they have customization? So they do add personalization. We have a free engraving, text, logos, images, and a choice of leather case color. That's pretty cool. It doesn't exactly show you where to do it. I also don't know who's making this. I don't know anything about the brand. Maybe if I come into Kharkiv Forge, let's see what they've got to say. Viking Axis customized products, 15,000 sales from the Ukraine. So this is Etsy, right? So this is going to be just completely product driven in a sense of the story of the brand is not necessarily going to be front and center because the software on Etsy doesn't really show for that. So if there's no brand story, that's a competitive advantage you can make, especially if you're new to leatherwork, as you said in your post. It's like, well, that's your brand story, right? That's where you're at in your journey. You can own that, and by sharing your story, you immediately become differentiated from the market. And what I would also think is having them custom made. Like if we look at yours here, you've got, what's this name here? This is custom made. This thing here is just a dope. I mean, look at this here. And then if we look at the whole of Etsy, I don't see that anywhere. I don't see any sort of work that finely detailed, because these are obviously appealing more to a bigger scale of delivery. Whereas if you went super bespoke, you'd again be able to outcompete these people by offering custom logos on your work. I mean, they do it here, but let's see what this is. This looks printed, right? Yeah, I think that's printed, which is still nice. Like, obviously, it's still nice, but yeah, I think that's a printed logo. It doesn't really, yeah, 100%. So that's printed, you know. And I also would think that these people aren't necessarily doing like onboarding calls or custom inbound calls where, you know, you get on a call with somebody and be like, hey, what are you looking to make? What do you want? How do you want your apron geared up? What specific, you know, design do you want? And then utility, do you want certain straps? Do you want it to be adjustable? Do you want pockets? What is it that you do? Like, you could go bespoke with that offer, which I think would really differentiate you, and then obviously increase the price of what you're selling because it's unique. And if these are already selling for, you know, like this one's 250, 242, super basic compared to yours, so basic. I mean, I guess that snakeskin one's cool, but that must just be the leather, right? But anyway, you get the point of what I'm saying is you're unique here, and you've got already an emerging brand story that I don't see anywhere else. And you could post that within this community, other communities. So tying that all together, and this is obviously just a brain dump. This is just me giving you the rawest form. So interpret this and digest it slowly as needed. But once you have that, exactly what it is that you're going to do. And as I said, I'll just, I guess, recap what I would encourage you to think on. And I'll put it down here so you can definitely see because of the screen share. Your offer is going to be, you know, is it bespoke, sizing, logo, embossed, custom, I'm headstone, custom made. You know, get them Ric Flair craftspeople in your funnel. But come up with an offer, and then obviously you're going to have a price for this. And what you also can do is hey, I'm building out my portfolio of goods that I'm selling. I'm looking to make 5 bespoke pieces. Reach out to me and we'll touch on exact action steps. But that's a really good campaign to get you paid ahead of time now, because you already have proof of concept. I mean, this already is like, yeah, this person can make it. Cool. Validated. So that would be your offer. You get that dialed in. And then the last part would be to create a service system. And I call a service system essentially the assets that work together to sell your offer. And this could be direct. And an example I often use in training videos and just general conversation is the coffee shop idea concept, where if you were in a coffee shop sitting there hanging out chilling, somebody came in and was like, hey, what can you do for me? I'm looking for a leather apron. Well, you'd be like, oh, well, here's what I can do, here's how long it's going to take, here's how much it's going to be, and they would pay you for it. You know, they'd just exchange fiat with you then and there. And you could literally do that. You could go completely organic and just reach out to people on Reddit. You could reach out to people on your socials. You could reach out to your family with the offer of what you said. You know, I want to make 5 things. That'd be super sick. That could be like step one. If that resonates and it feels more tangible, you could go away, do that now. Just offer, hey, literally on this post, you could say, I'm making these aprons. DM me if you want details. And then you've got inbound leads. You talk about it. You share what you could do. That would be like the most basic version of a service system. But in time, you could scale your endeavors, and it depending on where you're at, you might want to just start here where you just have a service system that does this for you, and all that would really mean is a website, and we have the tools to make this where you can pretty much copy and paste what we've already done, but it would be a website that's like this. So rather than Etsy, and I'd probably still sell on Etsy, but it would be your offer details, a headline really of what you're doing. And then underneath here, it would be a video of you / somebody that you wanted to use, or a faceless video, really. You can do any kind of asset that you want. And then this would be an order button. So you'd have this website in. So anybody that wants to check out what you're doing, you've got a video. Hey, my name is Joshua and I make bespoke, high-end, custom leather aprons. I use high-grade leather, and my methodology is that I speak to the craftsperson before production to make sure that they have all of the correct details, setup, utility of the apron. This also allows me to emboss a custom logo. This allows me to do da-da-da-da-da-da. If you are interested in ordering, please click the button below and follow the details. And then this would just take them to a checkout page or some way of them getting in contact with you if you wanted to talk to them on the phone before. I don't really know, and you may not know this because, as we said, you're brand new. That's fine. Just giving you the advanced track is that it may be better that they just call you. That can drive your price up, right? Because if you think in the mind of somebody that is committed to their craft and they want the best, they want custom made, they want their name on it, even if it's for a gift. So you got two different audiences. They might want to talk to you. I quite like that, the idea of that, like calling people and ordering bespoke. For me, that feels good. That's a real audience. Or it could be that they just go to an automated checkout, but this is essentially how they're going to pay you. So you can have either. So that's how I would do it. And I know that I've covered a lot here. So if you want more insight on this, there will be a way to contact me below to show you how to do this very efficiently. But really, if I could leave you with any final words, and one big takeaway from this is that if you can already do this, there are people out there like, man, to go from where I am sat here to producing this could take me like a year, maybe. I really don't know. Maybe longer. I wouldn't know. Or maybe less if I really focus. But all that to say is I resonate and identify as a crafty person, but leather is nowhere near where I'm at. So that means that there's a far bigger audience of people that want to gift this but wouldn't know how to make it, so there's, what I'm trying to say is that you are already validated commercially by the fact that you can make this. So just hold that in your mind and know that if that is true, it is principle and law that you should be able to exchange that for fiat currency. That's a good principle to live by. Right, I'm going to jump out of the screen share. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you being here and interacting with me on Reddit there. I hope this video has been valuable. I hope you can take from it an action on what I've shared. And if you do want more insight, there is an there's an inquiry email below. Everybody else on this channel, if you found value in this and you're looking to be of more authentic service to the world, there will also be a contact email below. And in coming time, there will be a service system, but it's all being built before your very eyes. Much love. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay free and live as the king you're meant to be. Much love. Peace.